Hey guys, so today we're bleeding the brake system on this, and I cleaned up the rotors here, got them so they're not bad. I will be replacing them soon. Anyways, just getting it all to work. So anyways, I bled both sides there, and got the master cylinder here, it's all full, and getting it to start to work. I'm gonna have to change, I'm gonna plasma cut an S-cam for this. So I actually have a proper way of pushing the rod into the master cylinder there. And yeah, just took the wheels off so I could pull it all apart and clean all the rust off. And I've found a solution for this ugly mess here. So I found actually a pretty good solution that will match the rest of it. So I'll show you guys that later. Alright, I just cut this S-cam out of the steel here, and I just put it under the tap to cool it off so I can hold it. Now I gotta clean all the slag off, and then clean it up, and drill some holes in it, and weld a stud to it, and I'll show you guys what it looks like all finished up, and hopefully this works better to push the rod in. Alright, so I've got it all back together here. Probably I'm gonna clean this up more, but just to see that would work. So I've got the S-cam made here, and I'm going to clean up the edges and whatnot. So I got it hooked up to the pedal using this, make it adjustable. And it's in a better position now, and I've got this return spring kind of just put in there, just it'll work like that. But I'm sure I'll make it nicer later on. So anyways, push the pedal, and it is working. And so I can adjust the pedal to be tighter or looser, lower, whatever. So anyways, I'm going to set you guys down and show you that if it works or not here. And stop. Seems to work good. There we have it, the brakes are working good now. And I'm going to clean that up now that it's working. Put it back together, maybe a little bit of paint, and we'll move on to the next topic then. Hey guys, so I was making a hold down for the steering column, so it can't like move up and down anymore, and this is what I came up with, and it works. It's supposed to go with a hose clamp on both sides here, and then I've got a bead of weld going around it so that the hose can't slip off. And then I was going to grind down the welds and make it nice, clean it all up, paint it, but it just looks like crap. And so anyways, what I've done is just made a simple loop and welded it in, and that seems to work perfectly fine. So if I grab the steering wheel here, now it's not moving, so it's good. Okay guys, so here I've got the strut here, one of the rear ones, old ones. That was actually from the Toyota Highlander. And my idea is basically these springs are way too heavy. The rest of it actually works fairly nice. I need to get rid of these brackets, clean all this rust off, probably get rid of this piece, get rid of the spring, and all these brackets, everything, get rid of them. So the spring is the issue. It's too heavy. So I looked on the eBay there, and I found a relatively cheap kit that is like a coilover kit for a Honda Civic. Now a Honda Civic isn't a super heavy car, a lot lighter than this SUV was. So anyways, I ended up ordering that kit, and this is one of them that comes with the kit. And so basically what you've got is it goes on basically in this direction. It's a lot smaller, and it's a lot softer of a spring. And then you've got your adjustment at the top here, going down here. And this will sit in the front here. Once that rubber is cut off, there's a little bit of a neck or a collar or whatever you want to call it that this will sit inside of. But the bottom here will need to be drilled out, of course, to fit over the shaft inside here, and then it'll slide on. And because this is a little bit taller, I'll just have to set it accordingly with these adjusters here. So anyways, I'm thinking it's going to work pretty good. So what it'll look like when I'm done is like this one right here. And it'll need to be painted, of course. It's all wire brush, and the bottom part is gone, so just like how it's supposed to be. But it's fairly solid. It's not going to move. The nut on top is just finger tight right now. So yeah, this is basically the finished unpainted product. One other thing I'm going to do though is I need this so that it's not straight up and down how it was originally mounted to the spindle, and I'll show you guys here. So when it's mounted on there, it sits like this, straight up and down. Now I want it to sit kind of inward a bit, like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this on both sides, bend it outward so that it's more on an angle, and put in some material on the inside so that it's all strong again. So I don't think that's going to be a big deal to do, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah. The other things that I've done is I got rid of the side mirror pieces, and I added this roof panel. Yeah, so eventually I'll be cutting this off and removing the whole upper parts and making the rest of this stuff work. So I'll show you guys more. Alright guys, so I've got both the rear shocks made up. Now I'm just getting ready to mount this one. I'm just making a paper template of the top here. I'm going to cut a plate out for this, not only for it to mount to, but I'm going to make it so it's adjustable, so I can move it in and out. And I'm only putting the bottom bolt in for right now. I'm going to figure out something else for the top one because I want to slant this inward with keeping the tire straight still. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do just yet, but first off I'm going to make these template and then cut steel and make it adjustable, and then that will be the upper mount. And then I'll have to get some tubing and decide how I want to do it. It looks like this is probably the area that's going to sit, so I'll have to make some tubing around here somehow. I'm not entirely sure yet, but if I move this forward, then the wheel moves as well. That's just how the suspension works on this. So it's got to be fixed, and this can be adjustable to go in or out, but not forward or back, and then because then you're going to have the wheel turned inward or outward. So yeah, so I'll make that, and then we'll figure that out next. The struts themselves are done. The welding on them is all done. I got some welds to grind. So basically I cut this open right at the top here, and then just let it fall over, pivot on the bottom, and then put the top one back in and replace the metal in here, and then cap the top. So it's all strong. So it's I'll smooth out the welds and then paint it, just paint it black. And then yeah, I'll have to get rid of a bunch of stuff like these brackets here, and clean up welds that are ugly and that stuff. Probably for another day though. Well, I'll show you guys more later. Alright, so we got this piece welded in here. This I cut the welds up top and then lifted it up and bent it, and I measured that it was straight and level. So now it basically shoots straight down to this bar. These pieces were welded. They were just part of the pipe, but they were cut on an angle. I was going to try to just make up some angle that fit that and then weld it all together, but it was easier just to chop it and then cut new pieces, and they'll get welded on, and then I've left room for a piece of plate to get welded to the bottom, so this is all still removable, and same on this side. Alright, so I've made the back here, or the top part as I should call it, and I had to change these up here, and I'm going to cut them so they're not so jagged and whatnot later on. They also might become a seatbelt mount, I'm not really sure just yet. And then I've got these ones here, and these ones I've boxed, so the sides are a lot stronger. These ones I did not, because I'm probably going to change them. And this is what I've got here, is I've cut these out that weld to the pipe right around, and one's on the bottom as well. And then this piece, very simply, and it's actually just about right in place there, and that's how it's going to sit. And it bolts in, bolts here, the corners, and up top. So there is 6 bolts holding it in, and that will be plenty to keep it nice and strong. Alright guys, so I was just playing around with the idea of these mirrors on here, and I think they look a lot better than the other mirrors I had that were mounted right here. Up here they actually look pretty good, I think. And I just sat inside there and I can see just fine there. The adjustment on them is perfect for looking behind. So they are good and functional that way. And I didn't lift this up though to see if they work with that. Yep, looks like it'll work good. Hey guys. So anyways, I ended up having to go firefighting, and didn't get much more done on the buggy. So unfortunately there isn't much more to see, and this is going to be the cap for the video. So I'm going to go over what I've done so far and show you guys what we've got. We got the rear suspension all good and working. Steering's always been good, perfected a little bit with the brace. And we got working brakes now, which brakes kind of hard to show you guys right now. Steering's always been pretty damn good. I can show you guys the suspension though, I think. So it's pretty stiff. Once there's an engine in there, it'll soften it up a bit. Next episode, I hope to have an engine for it, and we'll perfect the rest of it. We'll finish the hood panel, and the rest of the body work. So hopefully next episode will be really like a finishing up episode, as long as I can find an engine for it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching. I'll see you later.